If you're like me, singing is 105% a private matter. Don't ask me to do it. You're ordering yourself a plate of secondhand embarrassment that, frankly, I don't think you're ready to eat. But thankfully, not everyone is like me. I'm one of those guys with a confusing opposition to all forms of social fun. See, that's me. So humor me, as that guy from your work that never comes to the office parties asks, what even is karaoke? Seriously, what the frick is it? There are a few ancient and universal art forms that seem to conjure the sensation of being human in people, and singing is one of them. With that in mind, it almost seems inevitable that karaoke would be invented as soon as the technology permitted it. That year was the 1970s, and the place was Japan. It may not be a coincidence that the Japanese invented karaoke either. Japan already had an established cultural tradition of interactive musical entertainment being provided at small events like dinner parties and household celebrations, a tradition which gave way in the 50s to something called utagoe coffee houses. These were basically sing-along nightmare shacks where adults, and I repeat, adults, would participate in group song. But fortunately these fell out of fashion in the coming decades after they inspired the vastly more popular karaoke. These were far more convenient machines that began to infiltrate Japanese restaurants, hotel rooms, and eventually even became businesses of their own. The karaoke machine first spread to East and South Asia, where it's still the most popular today, but it's obviously made it all over the rest of the world as well. Its dominant popularity in Asia, though, leads it to have quite a few differences there compared to somewhere like Europe or North America. In most of the world, when you want to do a karaoke, you probably go to a bar with a karaoke night, sign up to use the stage, and when it's your turn, get up and sing along with the bouncing ball. In Asia, you're more likely to go to an establishment called a karaoke box with your friends or a group, rent a room for a few hours, set your track list, and order some food. It's something like a restaurant with private rooms because at least there's still some level of humility. They also have a more fleshed out etiquette as well. The most important rules being no laughing at the performer, no singing the same song twice, and no hogging the mic. If you fail to follow any of these, the punishment could range anywhere from polite awkwardness to death. No, seriously. It's rare, but there's such a thing as karaoke rage. Look it up. The guard had complained that the young man's rendition of My Way was off key, but the man refused to stop singing, prompting the guard to pull out a .38 caliber pistol and shoot the man dead. Not cool. But why hasn't the untrained singing of your favorite hit songs with friends caught on to such a degree in the rest of the world? Why Asia? Why, I ask? Well, hear me out, because I have an original theory that may or may not offend billions of people. I don't think it's controversial to say that somewhere like Japan creates art that's just a bit different from, say, the West. They tend to look different, yes, but I'm not just talking about aesthetic differences. There's something distinctly Japanese about their style of storytelling and songwriting and everything, and that comes down to a fundamental difference in cultural sensibility. While Japan is capable of producing very Western art and vice versa, I believe that one of the primary sensibilities at play in any nation's art is their MCI, Mass Corniness Index, patent pending. My theory states that every individual person lands somewhere on the MCI, and that every culture's MCI score is based on an average of their citizens' scores. It's not scientific as it's untestable and based on opinions, but just, go with it, okay? If Russia is somewhere like here, America probably lands somewhere about here. And Japan, a country I've never been to, but everything in the entire world points toward the idea that it's a culture founded on politeness and cats, they're about here. I'm guessing. I watch a lot of movies, okay? Also, corniness isn't a bad thing by any means. You know this, you're watching me. It just describes a type of sentimentality, innocence, or excitability that lives in contrast with criticality, cynicism, and stoicism, which Japan clearly is capable of as well, but doesn't thrive on like the rest of us. For every mind-bending work of unimaginable cruelty, they make 10 more cat-themed major franchises, they write 10 more sappy lounge piano songs, and they put lyrics in 10 more movies' emo rock opening credit songs. That's to say, Japanese people aren't douche raptors like me, and can actually enjoy themselves while doing something that makes them feel vulnerable. Perhaps it's a culture where people need that kind of release, as it's not exactly a secret how overworked they are. Again, I'm not being scientific since a lot of places are overworked and depressed, but thank you for letting me speculate the contributing factors for a second. Jesus Christ. The reason I bring all of this up is because the seemingly emotional and immature art culture of Japan and much of Asia seems to lend itself to an activity like karaoke in a way that the seemingly pretentious and bland art culture of the West doesn't. Just a theory. Oh. I feel like I could hurt everyone's feelings with this video. Whoever you are, I love your country and I love your hemisphere. This video is not about you. Also, I forgot to mention something that's almost always present at karaoke events worldwide. Alcohol. Oh my god. The answer is alcohol, isn't it? Why would someone intentionally sing karaoke in front of other human beings? The answer is always alcohol. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot.